All right. Let's see here. As I bring the music down and finally bring it to a close. There we go. Let's see. Doing some house cleaning here on my stream as I check some stuff to make sure everything is going. Yes, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good as well. See, I've got caffeine, I've got chocolate, so I'm all set. Hello, everyone, once again to another Saturday comic book stream, all things comic book and comic book related, coming to you completely live and unscripted. Because sometimes things just don't work out the way you want them to. So this is going to be, like I said, completely unscripted and completely random. Let me see here. As you can tell by my thumbnail and the title there is old X-titled comic books. This is something I've probably been putting off for some time. Just some old X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, New Mutants, and whatnot that I have been putting off sorting for ages, but here it's been ages, and I finally decided I need to get to these. So I will be sharing some X titles with you as I unbag them, taking them out of 20 and 30-year-old poly bags before I can rebag them in nice, shiny Mylar bags. Let's see, I want to thank everyone for joining me today, whether you're catching me live, you're just lurking out there, or you catch this on a replay. I can't promise the stream will be exciting, but there might be something here that will be of interest to you. So with that, I will, let's see, what will I do? I'll hit this button, and then I'll hit this. Aha, here we go, right there. So as you can see, I've got a good sized stack of various X-titled books. Some of these are pretty old. Some of them are like classic X-Men type reprints. Just ones that I've been putting off sorting for some time because I've got other things I needed to take care of. But some of these are pretty old, as the poly bags kind of stick to one another. Oh, and right out of the gate, first one in the chat, Edge of Time. Hello, Edge of Time. Greetings from the Edge of Time. That's nice. Very cool. Thanks for joining me today as I unbag these books to see how many I have and how many Mylar bags and boards I will need. So that has some age to it. That just feels chemically, if that's a word. Yeah, it's got that chemical plastic bag feel to it. So it can't be good for comics. Just to compare the two, the old one is in my right hand, a new shiny Mylar bag and board in my left hand. You see, one is a little bit more transparent than the others. I will be disposing of those a little bit at a time, kind of sorting these because I've got what do I have here? I've got some Uncanny X-Men, I've got some Excalibur, I have some New Mutants, I have regular old X-Men, Uncanny X-Men. I think that's what this big pile is Uncanny X-Men. So these are some, not the very first comic books I ever collected. The very first comics I ever collected were like Looney Tunes, books like that. And then, oh, here's an Alpha Flight special. There's original Amazing Adventures, the original X-Men. When you win a Toys R Us shopping spree. Ooh. 20th anniversary. Excalibur #1. Oh, I see. Edge of Time saying you had an early Excalibur run. Nice, you kept yours. Yeah, I've got #1 at least. I don't know if I've got a complete run of this, but it's something I've always wanted to go back and reread. All I'm doing today is kind of sorting these and taking them out of the grungy poly bags, because everything about these says grungy. This is about as random a stream as I get on Saturdays. I try to be a little bit more organized. I always hate that. It's always, you got the little bit of tape hanging off right there, and it always flops over and sticks to the cover of the book. That's not going to be reused. That goes away. That goes away. This has been well worn and well read. October of 19 and what looks like 88. 1988, Volume 1, #1, Excalibur. Chris Claremont did the writing. Alan Davis did the penciling. Paul Neary did the inking. Tom Orzechowski did the lettering. Glennis Oliver did the coloring. So I got some examples of early Excalibur art. It has been ages. I don't remember these. Oh, look at this. You can actually go through and buy some old comic. Big Apple Comics. Visit our stores, Dragon's Den and Yonkers, New York, and Big Apple Comics on I don't even know if these stores are still around. 1988 to present day. Stocked in depth giant warehouse sale. So they were having a sale at one time. That's always great, having old books and looking at old ads like these old Olympic ads. So right off the bat, I think this one's going to get a nice shiny Mylar bag and new board. There we go. Makes everything look better, nice and shiny. I'll set that aside. Amazing Adventures #11, original X-Men. The Submariner in the comics, as opposed to the Submariner we get from the MCU. Not even worth talking about the differences between the two. Got an Alpha Flight special. Alpha Flight's first mission, and only Wolverine can lead them. This actually looks in pretty decent condition. 1992, Volume 1, Number 2. That looks pretty cool. I'll go ahead and put that in a bag. So yeah, X Titles, not the very first comics I ever collected, but the first superhero comics I think I remember were the X Titles. Either that or something from DC like Superman, Batman, something like that. I can't remember. It's been ages. Got some heavily read and worn classic X-Men. I believe these were just simply reprints. Nothing special about these except they were reprints of older books. Aha, Tina the Naughty Dragon. Hello there. Good to see you in the chat. There's number 25. There's number 62. Classic X-Men number 30. I'll set these to the side. Uncanny X-Men number 199. That is coming out of its bag and board. Let's see. Chris Claremont did the writing, John Romita Jr. and Dan Green the artists. Orrs and Parker did the lettering. Glennis Oliver did the coloring. So this is Chris Claremont story. Ah, hello, Dad Man. Hello there. Good to see you here. Let's see. I'm on voice chat, still driving back. Glad to see you at live. Have a great stream. Listening and lurking. Very cool. Well, thank you for joining. Going to set him over here as I kind of sort these. It's a classic X. You got to appreciate these older covers because it's always a cover that can pique your interest in a book and bring you into it. Classic X-Men. What looks like 1989, Volume 1, Number 31. Stan Lee presents 2 classic tales of the Uncanny X-Men. So these are reprints of the Uncanny X-Men books. Which for anyone concerned about comic book values, these wouldn't be worth anything. I don't think these would be worth more than like $5-6 for anybody collecting them. But really, a book is only worth what somebody is willing to pay for it. Or, I mean, how do you put a dollar value on something like memories you have going back to your childhood, reading old books? These, as I look at the spine and stuff, those have been read and read and read again. Classic X-Men. Nothing really planned today. I'm just taking all these old books out of 30-year-old poly bags and set them aside to figure out how many new bags and boards I will need to rebag these. Something I've been wanting to do for some time as I go through long boxes, short boxes, whatnot. Uh-oh, the Dark Phoenix Saga. Now that is a pretty dynamic cover right there. Ooh, this is a good cover. those two duking it out. Dana says, your favorite is Doctor Strange. That's cool. Never really got into Doctor Strange, but yeah, those are pretty fun books from what little I remember about him. Gotta love these old covers. It's like they tell a story just in the cover itself. Look at that cover. Yellow and red. Let me take it out of the bag so it'll be a little bit clearer here. Two classic tales of the Uncanny X-Men. Oh, we got Dazzler. Don't know that much about that particular character, but I imagine if they ever get around to bringing Dazzler, bringing in the mutants into the MCU, and then bringing in Dazzler, those back issues will probably be worth something. Okay. The Dark Phoenix saga, the one storyline we will never get done justice in a live action movie. They've already taken, what, 2 stabs at it, 3 stabs at it? 2 stabs? I don't know. I wasn't keeping up with it. I know there was at least 2 attempts to do the Phoenix storyline, and they kind of botched them. I don't know if I got a full run of these. I might have a full run. I don't know. I go through. So anybody out there, please feel free to say what your favorite comic book superhero was, whether Marvel, DC, or other. I think for a time I enjoyed the Marvel X titles. Then I kind of remember like 93, 94, just there being a glut of X titles. And I got kind of tired of X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, New Mutants, Cable, Wolverine. It was like way too much at one point. So that is a good stack of classic X reprints. This is an Uncanny X-Men. We got a regular X-Men. As I flip through these. Away with the old. Oh, look at this. 20th anniversary issue, X-Men number 175. Yeah. This is a job for magnifier. All right, there we go. Even with the magnifier, I cannot make it out. 1983, November. Could be. I could actually look it up on the browser here, but hey, what would be the fun in that? there's the Phoenix. I know I've read these. It's just been ages, and I don't remember the storyline. I don't remember what all was going on. Where's the splash page that gives who did what? Put it toward the back of the book. Oh, here we go. Yep, another Chris Claremont book. Paul Smith and John Romita Jr. doing the art. Bob Wasik did the finishing. Tom Orzechowski did the lettering, and Glennis Wynn did the coloring. So that's cool. Aha! Comic Relief Crusader, hello there. Very cool to see you in the chat today as I do some random sorting and kind of some unbagging here. Let's see, New Mutants. I don't have a stack for New Mutants yet. I'm going to set him. Well, let's take him out of the bag and board first. It's got to be, like I said, ancient poly bag. Got a price tag for $12 on it. I don't know. New Mutants, number 100. Ooh, that's a Liefeld cover. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can tell it's Liefeld art. Yep, that's Liefeld art. All right, the 100th issue finale of the New Mutants, brought to you by Rob Liefeld, plots, pencils, and inks. Fabian Nasiza, scripting, words, hair loss. Joe Rosen did the lettering, calligraphy, eye strain. Brad Von Keita did the coloring, hues, passports. Bob Harris did the editing, bookkeeping, and stuff. Tom DeFalco did the editing. So yeah, we get comic book Domino. So yeah, it's in fair shape. I've got a few Mylar bags over to my left, so I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in a Mylar bag since it's like the final issue, it says. There we go. And Mylar just makes everything look spiffy and new. So I set him right there. All right, so I've got X-Men. I've got, here's a stack of more X-Men. 181, 189, 190. Oh, that's Uncanny. That's a different title. Oh, that's Uncanny. So I've got, so this is a problem. You've got X-Men, then you've got Uncanny X-Men, you've got Classic X-Men, then you have Alpha Flight, then you have New Mutants, then you have Excalibur, then X-Force, then Wolverine, Cable, Rogue, all these individual characters all of a sudden you're glutting the market with X books. And it's hard to keep up with. This is, what is this? Oh, this one I can actually see without a magnifier. It's Volume 1, number 181, May of 1984. What's that? Stan Lee presents the Uncanny X-Men. Okay, so it says X-Men, but when you turn in, it says the Uncanny X-Men. Okay. Chris Claremont did the writing. Claremont had a pretty good run at X titles from what I remember. So who did what in this book? So I flip around aimlessly from one page to the next. Yeah, John Romita Jr. and Dan Green did the arts. Tom Orzechowski did the lettering. Glynis Wynn did the coloring. Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. Very cool. Okay, so that says X-Men. Imagine that's going to be in this pile. You can just feel, if you've ever handled old books, they've got this look and feel to them. The print, the covers, quality of the paper. I mean, they've got this yellowing to them that's not bad, but they're brand new right off the press. I don't believe these pages were ever truly white. I don't know. That's the quality of the paper they had at the time. Okay, since these were all Uncanny X-Men, even when it said just X-Men, 175, 181, 189, 199. Well, Secret Wars 2 continues in this issue. Uncanny X-Men of 196. The sound of 30-year-old Scotch tape pulling away from the back of it. 196, 189. So I'm kind of getting these sorted here. Uh-oh. Knocked something off my desk as I just tossed a old. This is a nice cover. Claremont and Windsor Smith. Okay. Pick your favorite comic book artist. Chances are you'll be able to recognize them by sight. Like Barry Windsor Smith art, I can always tell Barry Windsor Smith art. Chris Claremont, Barry Windsor Smith, Tom Orzechowski did the lettering, Ann Nocenti did the editing, and Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. I like that Jim Shooter and Barry Windsor Smith were behind Valiant. That is probably a story for another day, as they say. Someday, as I go back to my old Valiant books, Valiant was firing on all cylinders from 90 to 92 or 91, 92, 93. Uncanny X-Men number 198. Comic Relief Crusader. Yep, very distinctive art for Barry Windsor Smith. Padawannabe. Hello, Padawannabe. Yeah, you've been missing it. That's cool. Oh, and the back cover, we got an advertisement for Mask. Join the Mask team and discover the illusion. Uncanny X-Men. June Brigman, guest penciling, guest artist. Willis Fortaccio, guest inker. And we have the usual suspects in this book. Chris Claremont, Jim Shooter. Padawan saying, I've been waiting for a Mask movie forever. Yeah, given the state of Hollywood and the entertainment industry, I would be content on waiting a little bit longer until the silliness that's going on in Hollywood subsides or goes away. So as I look, Inferno, number 243, 245, 270. So these are not a complete run, but I believe I'm slowly going from like the early mid 80s, probably up to the 90s. See, Padawan saying, I do have an old Iceman 4-part series of my older stuff. That's cool. This is 1987. Chris Claremont. Oh, Barry Windsor Smith. More Barry Windsor Smith art. I always enjoy Barry Windsor Smith art. Very cool. 214. 204. So yeah, there's like a 10-issue gap between 204 and 214. Then from 214 to 242. Yeah. I never really collected consistently or any rhyme or reason to collecting. It's just whatever books I got at the time. The originals are back. X Factor, X-Men Inferno, Part the Third. I don't want to be saying I'm pretty spotty with the numbers before 290. After that, I got more consistent. Yeah. I don't believe I really paid attention to numbering until the 90s. Also, working in a comic book store kind of helps. Like, oh, I got access to backstock. I can paycheck? What paycheck? I can get back issues and fill out things or spend money on new books that won't be worth anything in 20 years. So you kind of want to be asking, do I have the Rogue Magneto cover? I think it's 271, maybe 274. Let me see. And there's 270, 246, 270, 272, 273, 274. That one? Love that cover. Yep. 275. This might have been when I started collecting more consistently. Oh, there's a couple of 275s. 276, 281, 282. Yep, 283, 284, 289. That's a cool cover as well. And this was a good cover. I liked this particular cover. As I bump into my microphone here, I need to rearrange my desk. Let's see, Pat, I want to be saying, people saying that relationship wasn't a thing, and he begs to differ. Yep. Yep, and see, that's what Nick Fury looked like also, Padawannabe said. Nick Fury. Oh, yes, yep. The old Nick Fury. Yep. Before, what was it? The Marvel Max line, I believe, where they changed Nick Fury's appearance or whatever offshoot of such and such Marvel multiverse, they decided to change Nick Fury. Uncanny X-Men 244. I know. I just set these upside down. No, I like seeing the cover art. Comic Relief Crusader saying the only Nick Fury. Yep. Yes, back when he was played by Hasselhoff in live action. The only time we got a live action comic book accurate Nick Fury. Pat, I want to be asking, have you seen the horrid Marvel figures they are releasing? No, I haven't, but I can imagine. Yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah, we're surrounded by hostile aliens. Be a shame if something bad happened to my nice new jacket. I got Havoc, Wolverine, Colossus, and then what looks like um goodness, I forget the character's name. Longshot. Let's see. Oh, Edge of Time saying I like the Micronauts issues versus arcade. I've got some old. I'm gonna set these aside, resting right there against my monitor or one of my monitors. Enter the master mold. So I catch up with the chat. Yeah, long shot, Micronauts issues versus arcade. I have not seen those horrible Marvel figures, but I can only imagine. Yep, yep. Whatever happened to long shot? Edge of Time asks. I don't remember. I have that full run someplace, the long shot mini series. But I don't remember that much about it. Chris Claremont again doing the writing. Mark Silvestri did the art. Dan Green doing the inking. So let's check out some Silvestri art in a X title book. Where is, oh, here we go. That's not exciting. People standing, talking. Oh, here we go. Some action. Padawannabe saying Spiral was my guilty pleasure. 246. 245. Yay, I got them in order. I go from 246 to 270, then 272, 273. Okay, these are a little bit more consistent. Away with you, bad board. Chris Claremont, Jim Lee doing the art. Art Thiebert and Scott Williams doing the inking. Task Force X doing lettering. Chris Claremont again handling the writing chores. Hello there, Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. You asking if I'm busy at 8 p.m. Central Time? Let's see. After family dinner, I might be free. There's a good chance I might be free sometime between 8 and 8:30. If you had something in mind, feel free to shoot me a line over Twitter or X or Twix, Twitter X. Catching up with chat. Who did the art for this? Oh yeah, Jim Lee art, Chris Claremont writing. No, it doesn't look bad. Very cool. Oh, let's see. Catching up with the chat real quick. Just got home. Got to get a nap, Dad, man. Oh, very cool. Thank you. Have a good nap. Thanks for hanging out a bit. Padawan be saying, "Oh, I see cable." Yep, Cable and X-Force were my favorite flip throughs. Very cool. Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commando were my dad's favorite comics. Oh, and Real Wade Nation, you're doing a collectible show on your live stream. Oh, cool. Yeah, I might be free for that to hang out a spell. Let's see. As I check the time to see how long I've been rambling on here. Yeah, I need to stop right at 4. So I've got another hour, 5 minutes, hour or so. So by the time I get through all this and chat about these. Uh-oh. So I knocked more stuff off my desk, jettisoning the old poly bags. Jim Lee, Chris Claremont, and on the art and writing again. So we'll get more Jim Lee art here. Hello there, Brandon Metro. Do you believe this is the first time I've seen you in my chat? So welcome. Cable is awesome. Cool. And Pat, I want to be saying, what are collectibles? I only have my toys. Oh, I guess collectibles are the toys you keep in their bubble packaging and never remove them. You set them on a shelf and never look at them again. Uncanny X-Men 273, Jim Lee art. Follow Me, X-Men, or Professor X dies. Too Many Mutants. That is a great splash page right there. You open it up and boom, there's something going on. And you have like a team roster going across the top. Again, writing chores, Chris Claremont. Padawan be saying Psylocke, yes. Starring the Uncanny X-Men plus X Factor and the New Mutants. So yeah, we've got 3 teams in one book. Set him to the side. Ah, 30-year-old stuck Scotch tape. Uncanny X-Men number 274. $19.91. The Tale of Pride and Power featuring Magneto, the Master of Magnetism. Chris Claremont, Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Ah, Khazar. I've forgotten about his character. Very cool. Let's see. Padawan be saying, I loved the original X-Men and their X Factor units. That's cool. This is giant sized 275th issue spectacular. Eagle Awards winner. Oh, was that Silver Surfer on a jet ski? Yes. Yes. Let me flip back to it. Where was that silly ad? There it is. Silver Surfer on a jet ski. Win a customized Silver Surfer jet ski plus 1,000 Silver Surfer watches. Looks like an advertisement for Nintendo Entertainment Systems. Silver Surfer can be purchased at many locations of the following stores: Toys R Us, Electronics Boutique, Babbage's. How many of these stores are still around? We're Wade Nation Gaming Clips. I'll send you the link via Twitter later. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Very cool. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Oh, look at this. All right. Look at this. This is one of those crazy covers. Crazy cover time. Here we go. Somebody thought it would be a good idea to do not only just a front back cover, let's have a trifold cover. Yeah, Padawan say, can you imagine a Silver Surfer jet ski? Probably would have gotten you beat up for sure. Is it fast enough to get away? Yeah. As everybody else around the lake points at you and laughs and go, nerd. You're a comic book nerd, aren't you? Let's see who was doing what in this book. Chris Claremont and Jim Lee again. Scott Williams inking, Tom Orzechowski lettering, Oliver Rosas doing the coloring, Tom DeFalco. A special thanks to Carl Altstetler. I know I've read these books, but it's been so long, I just don't remember the storylines. Set that aside. Padawan be saying a chrome jet ski. Yeah. I'll set him aside. Oh, that's a pretty cool cover. Uncanny X-Men number 276. Claremont, Jim Lee again. That was Xavier in his gold Shi'ar suit. Was it? Oh, yeah, could have been. Yeah, yeah. It has been so long. I have forgotten so much about what was going on in these back issues. I don't want to be saying not Superman equals Gladiator. Yeah, yeah, the Gladiator character. 281. A new team is born. Oh, they've been integrating this story into the new series. Okay, cool. I mean, the new run of X-Men comics tied into X-Men, what was it, 97? That run? Let's see who did what here. Oh, Jim Lee and Willis Portacio did the plot. John Byron did the script. Portacio penciling. Hart Thiebert did the inking. Okay, so we got a change up in the writing and art duties. Very cool. Oh, here's the full cover and its glory. I don't want to be saying season 5 of the original may not have ended the way they showed us. Aha. His name is Bishop, and nothing will ever be the same. Dun dun dun. 1991. Willis Portacio, plotter, penciler. John Byron, scripting. Art Thiebert, the inker. Padawan be saying, now I'm into the beginning of his collection. Oh, cool. Yeah. Brandon Metro saying, X-Men 280, my profile picture. My first bought comic ever at a grocery store. Oh, cool. So that was X-Men 280. Let me see. No, that's one I do not have. I jumped from 270, 276 to 281. It's 282. 283. That's a pretty cool looking cover. Come on, camera, focus. So I reposition my microphone. Bishop's Crossing. Padawan B saying his first comic was Cable number 8, the beginning of my downfall. Aha. X-Men, Uncanny X-Men 284, What Lies Beyond the Void. So that is a pretty scary looking cover. I don't know what's going on there. Plotted and penciled by Willis Portacio, inked by Art Thiebert, scripted by John Byron. I was never sure how to pronounce that name. It's either, I always thought it was like John Byrne, Byrne. It's either Byron or Byrne. I was never certain. Oh well. I've seen the name around, doing lots of stuff. Very cool. It's another neat looking cover. Hello there, Gap After Dark. Hello, good to see you here. And Brandon Metro, do you remember your first comic book? Yeah, the first comic book, well, one of the first ones were like a Looney Tunes book or a Daffy Duck comic book, something like that. I kind of touched on them on a live stream ages past, it feels like now. These are some of the first superhero comic books I was getting into, besides the DC characters. Getting into the X titles. Let's find the splash page to show who does what. Okay, we've got Scott Lobdell doing the writing, Willis Portacio doing the arts, Scott Williams doing the inks, Tom Orzechowski doing the lettering, Joe Rosas doing the coloring. Gap saying your first comic book was Star Wars. That's cool. And this has a sticker on the bag saying 150. Uncanny X-Men number 290. I have no idea what these are worth. Don't really get too much concerned about value. A book is worth whatever it's worth to you. If you buy and sell books and you're concerned about the values, if you've got childhood memories associated with them, then how can you put a price on that? That's a pretty cool cover. Tina the Naughty Dragon. Lately, I've been reading Tarzan comic books online. That's cool. Oh, yes, The Executioner's Song Part 1. I kind of remember that storyline. Well, I say remember, is like it's a thing that happened that I don't remember that much about. When was this book? 92, was it? Yeah, November 92. There are a lot of things that happened 91, 92. The craziness that was the comic book industry at that time. Image hitting the ground running, Valiant Comics. So what is this? A jump from X-Men 294 to 297. Song's End. Gap After Dark. Oh, those books look cool. Nice, crisp colors. Yep. It's like I bought them, put them in the poly bags, read them, bagged them, threw them in a long box, and they've been there ever since. So I figured I should probably take them out of the poly bags, especially after 30 years. Let's see. Scott Lobdell doing the writing, Brandon Peterson doing the art, Dan, what looks like Panosian doing the inking, and Chris, sometimes I just can't make out the letters. Chris Eliopoulos doing the lettering, and then Marv Javins doing the coloring. Oh, yes, Padawannabe saying Executioner's Song was a Strife storyline, I believe. Yep. Yeah, that does sound familiar. It's been ages since I've read these books. Tina saying I prefer the newsprint comic pages over the glossy pages. Yeah, there's just something about the old feel, even smell of a comic book with the older newsprint pages. Of course, these newer pages, like all of a sudden, it's like, oh, that's white. That's not newsprint. This is, I guess, the higher quality paper that they changed over from the 80s to the 90s. What is this? Marvel wants your input. Don't let history pass you by. Stand up and be counted in the first annual Marvel survey. Now's your chance to tell Marvel what's important to you. Are you satisfied or do you want more? Oh, would they do this right now? Now's your chance to tell Marvel what do you think? Hey, fans, tell us, Marvel, what you think. Are you happy with us? They would not want people answering that honestly. That was, what is this? Issue 318. Okay, so yeah, I jumped from 299 to 318. So this is back to where I was getting out of comics slowly, I guess. 318. Or it could just be where I was. Here's X-Men 38. What's going on here? Or I could just have them all jumbled up here. Oh, yeah, New Mutants. So here's some X Factor, Uncanny X-Men. I'm going to set Uncanny X-Men up with the other Uncanny X-Men. Because this looks like a newer. This won't be the next volume of the X-Men after they were rebooted in what, 91, 92, with the ridiculous 5 or 6 issue number 1. Like, oh, you got to collect them all. X-Men Volume 1, number 38. Yeah, 38. So yeah, this was Uncanny X-Men. I'm sitting over there. Then the regular X-Men. Then the New Mutants. Then X Factor, part of the Executioner's Song storyline. So X-Men. I'm going to set this over here. Gap After Dark. Yeah, you prefer the old newsprint pages. Back then, they probably cared about what we thought, but not today. Yeah. X Factor, number 84. Trying to see here it is. Written by Peter David, penciled by Jay Lee, inked by Al Milgrom, colored by Brad Venkata. There's some kind of advertisement. Join Ghost Rider on the road to vengeance. Yeah, you can tell that Jay Lee art. Is it Jay Lee? Yeah, Jay Lee art. Very distinctive art style. You can always tell some truly distinctive artists. Padawannabe saying Just X-Men was not a reboot. It was the division of Cyclops team and Storm's team. X-Men starts around 300 of Uncanny and runs alongside it. Aha. They had too many X-Men, so they made two teams. Gotcha. Yep. I can remember that a little bit. I just remember walking into a local comic book store and walking around the new books, and I looked at one wall that had like almost sealing the floor X-related books. This is an older New Mutants. The Price of Power, number 25. Volume 1, number 25, March of 1985. By Chris Claremont and Bill Sienkiewicz. Yeah, here we go. The older newsprint, the older art style. It's hard to describe how the art styles really match the books. New Mutants, this has kind of a dark, moody feel to the artwork. I don't know that much about the New Mutants. I'm guessing it probably fits the tone of the book. Okay, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to set him aside there. New Mutants number 28. Very old. That is, that goes away. I don't want to be saying X-Titles. Yeah, that's me. All of them, even the X-Titles team of misfits, bad guys, led by Juggernaut. Yeah. This is a Chris Claremont book. Bill Sienkiewicz did the art. Glennis Oliver did the coloring. Tom Orzechowski did the lettering. More this feel of the old pages. So I rub my thumb over the paper. It's got that old newsprint feel to it. It's like a bygone era right there, taking you back. New Mutants 25, 28. So these are just some really old books I grabbed out of a long box because I figured I've got to stop procrastinating and go and sort these because I need to know how many bags and boards I need to get to rebag these, especially since these have been in the same bags and boards for like 30 some odd years. Gap After Dark saying, did Juggernaut not ever have his own book? That I don't remember. I don't want to say I don't remember. I don't ever recall Juggernaut having his own title. Excalibur number 11, Blame It on Phoenix. Chris Claremont handling the writing. Marshall Rogers, the guest artist. Terry Austin, the guest inker. Todd Klein handling the lettering, and Glennis Oliver doing the coloring. Phoenix and Shadowcat of Excalibur. All right. This paper feels like a cross between the old newsprint and the newer paper. I guess this, I don't know, taking a wild guess and saying this might have been a transition book in print quality. I have no idea. It feels like newsprint, but then it doesn't quite look like old newsprint. It could just be taking a wild guess. I don't know. Excalibur number 11. Excalibur. I'm going to set. Where was the other Excalibur book? Oh, Excalibur number 1. So I've got to find the rest of them somewhere in a long box or short box. I may have more Excalibur. There's 1. There's 11. Let's set these. Padawan be saying I have the beginning of that series. You might have to wait until I start my content. Aha. The Cross Time Caper, part 1 of 9. Yeah. Away. We got. Okay, so they're putting images on the back of the books. That's pretty cool looking. I honestly do not. It has been ages. Like I said, I don't remember that much about Excalibur. I'm going to have to go back and I guess find these in digital form and just read them to see what all was going on. Watt Palace Guard. Look up. I have got a nice pile of old bags and boards on my floor now. Chris Claremont handling the writing, Alan Davis doing the penciling, Paul Neary the inking, Tom Orzakowski doing the lettering, Glennis Oliver the coloring, Tom DeFalco. Tina the Naughty Dragon saying it's been so long since I bought a comic book, I don't even know how much new comics are now. The short answer is too much, but yeah, I don't know either. $5, $6, $10. I don't know. Excalibur 14. Oh, look at that. Kurt Wagner, Warlord of Question Mark. Yeah, I was about to say that cover is very reminiscent of the Warlord of Mars. So that's a nice send up. Excalibur 33. Yeah, I've got incomplete runs here. I don't think I was that big into Excalibur to really care about keeping a consistent run of the books. The Cross Time Caper, Excalibur, on this is one of those. That's actually not bad. That's kind of cool looking. Makes me wonder what the story behind the Cross Time Caper was. I will have to go back and find that in digital form. All right, seriously, these old ads you find in old books, like in the 70s and 80s, it was those ads like the sea monkeys and whatnot. You know, buy those little packets of sea monkey eggs and throw them in a little aquarium or whatnot. Or you get ads where you can buy back issues for like ever how much they have listed. Yes, yes, that's it. Padawan saying X-ray glasses. Yes, please. Yep. Yep. Excalibur number 16. Oh, away with you, old bag. Okay. I don't know what's going on in that cover, but it looks interesting. Excalibur number 33. Chris Claremont handling the writing chores. Ad for Nintendo Entertainment. And Tina's saying you also have the old books that did adaptations of novels like Frankenstein. Oh, that's cool. I've seen some books like that, usually by what is it, Tops Publishing or Innovation. They did their own Innovation Comics Publishing did their own adaptations of horror movies and whatnot. Then Tops Comics, I remember doing an adaptation of what was it, Bram Stoker's Dracula. The last Excalibur, until I find more. The last Excalibur book I have, number 42, The Riotous Return of You Know Who. And actually, I don't know who, but that's all right. Let's see, volume one, number 42, October of, as I squint a little bit, 1991. Okay, 1991. Alan Davis handling the writing and the penciling, and Mark Farmer the inking. Michael Hessler doing the lettering. Glennis Oliver doing the coloring. Excalibur created by Chris Claremont and Alan Davis. All right, so you got, this is very odd. So you got newsprint paper, and then you got an ad in here that is not newsprint, and it's kind of odd. What's the ad about? Sega Genesis leading the 16-bit revolution. Oh, yes, yes. Marvel Maxi Prints, the latest mutation in T-shirts. Summer specials. Get 3 titles for the price of 2. Subscribe to Marvel Comics. Oh, look at that. X-Men action figures. Available at KB toy stores. That is cool. Okay, I'm going to set him aside. Where are these? Okay, that's the Excalibur. Actually, I'm going to stack all of these on top of the number one that is bagged and boarded. So there's those. There's a good stack of old X-Men. X-Men are Uncanny X-Men. So look at all those. Tina the Dragon and Naughty Dragon saying 1991 was 32 years ago. Wow, time flies. Yes. Yes, I can remember what I was doing 91, 92. Dogs ages ago. And these are classic X-Men. They're just simple reprints. This is 42, 41, 40, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 3, 32, 29, 31, 25, 30, 42, and then 62. Oh, enter Rogue. Okay. Let's breeze through this. Enter Rogue. I'm guessing that's the first appearance of Rogue. Yep. Uncanny X-Men. Written by Claremont. This where Rogue comes across Captain Marvel. Is that it? Takes her powers and abilities. If that's Rogue, they did not do they were not kind to Rogue as a character. And there, I guess that's the original cover of Uncanny X-Men 158. So that's cool. All right. So that were those. I'm going to set those on this pile. This is, what is this? Alpha Flight Special, 1992. And then New Mutants 100. All right. So that's the end of my stack of random X title books that I was going through. And then, as I've been rambling on here for about an hour and a half, to end this live stream, I'm going to share some mini comics. I don't remember where I got these from. I seem to have multiple of them. They got little stickers on them. What is that? I'm trying to read the stickers. It doesn't make sense. Dell Publishing. Alcala cover and art. Okay, let's go ahead and bust these out because these have been in here for some time. So it is a mini book, and it's on a little mini bag that is taped to a. How do I get this free without damaging the? Oh, no. Time for a fingernail file. There we go. All right. Mattel Incorporated. It looks like 1981. Printed in Taiwan. Masters of the Universe. So these was probably something you come across if you bought a action figure or something. I'm guessing you probably get them from an action figure purchase. First time ever taking it out of its bag. Not traditional comic book, but so purchase these used. I want to look at it off cam, so I'm not getting anything that might be sensitive. It's the one thing, you get used books and then you flip through a new book or rather a used book, like you go to a used bookstore and you see stuff that somebody else has written in it, like to such and such from so and so, or to mom and dad, that sort of thing. And it's like, I'm always mindful about those books because I don't want to flash those on a camera. So yeah, it's not technically a comic book, but it's like a storybook with pictures, because you've got the pictures, you have the story underneath. So that's kind of unusual. Probably a good thing to get these out of the poly bags they were in. All right. As I am winding down the stream, these are going to be the last books I share with everyone today on this stream. I'm checking the time because I got places to be and things to do after 4. I've got some time left. Dun, 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 dun. All right, here we go. Okay. Always use books. I'm going to look at it off screen to make sure it doesn't have writing in it, like to Tommy from things like that. Like, you never know with used books. All right. So unlike this guy, these are very small books. I'm guessing this is the first one. It does not have anything on it saying what it is, if it's like number 1, number 2 or not. This has a 6 right here in the upper corner. And as you open this up, it's more like a comic book format. All right, we have written by Gary Cohn, drawn by Mark Texiera, inked by Todd Smith, and colored by Anthony Tolan. All right, so yeah, this is set up more like a comic book format. Get an idea of the art from back then. Comic books related to the toy line. Masters of the Universe number 6. Masters of the Universe, I'm guessing number 1. All right, once again, taking it off the backing board. Printed in USA, 1982, Mattel Incorporated. Like if you were around at the time, you can actually remember when He-Man and the Masters of the Universe came out. I actually remember that. I remember the new TV network that started airing, what was it, 1984 or whenever, 1983, it was Fox Network. There was ABC, CBS, NBC, the big three. The only 3 channels we had way back when was those 3 networks. And then the 4th network was Fox News or Fox Network. So who did what on this? This is, again, set up in comic book format. I'm not seeing a splash page for artist, writer, inker, colorist. I don't see any of that. Even in the fine print, which is kind of odd, unless I'm just missing it. Not in the back. So yeah, these are pretty neat. I guess if you liked Masters of the Universe, He-Man, these are probably a big thing way back when. Here I am trying to remember where I even got these from. It might have been like at a comic book show, swap meet, what have you. All right. So I got 2 of these. The tag on one of them says Alcala cover and art. Oh, I see. Yeah. Alfredo Alcala. Just getting them out of these poly bags because I imagine these need better storage than these poly bags. Okay. As it's taped, and taped again. Okay, this is actually a small poly bag. This is like the poly bag you'd find for a novel. Anyway, it has worn. It's been worn a little bit. Oh, very much like the first book. We're back to art and story separated. Not in comic book format. So since this was the same, I'm just going to leave this, and well, I might as well take it out. I don't know about the poly bag, so I'm going to go ahead and switch these out with Mylars. Here we go. So a little bit better condition than this guy here. But still kind of old looking. It says free illustrated book with purchase. Okay, so Masters of the Universe, Battle in the Clouds. Free book with purchase. I guess you bought a toy and you got a book. So that's pretty cool. All right, how am I doing on time? Okay. All right. All right, so I started off the stream with a big old stack of random X books, X titled books that I was going through and sorting out before rebagging them. And then I wanted to end the stream sharing some older mini books that I've come across. I can't even remember where I got these. Thought they were kind of neat. They would be kind of neat to share. Very cool looking. You got some Alpha Flight. You got a big old stack of, what is this? Stack of classic X-Men reprints, New Mutants, Uncanny X-Men here. That was fun. Some Excalibur. And I know, or I imagine, as soon as I dig into another long box or a short box, I will find more loose ones, because I know I've got the new series of X-Men that came out in, what was it, 92, 91, that everybody made a fuss about. Let's see, 1 hour and 40 some odd minutes that I've been rambling on here. I want to thank you all for joining me tonight, or today rather. I said tonight because I'm used to streaming late nights. And then my Saturday streams during the daytime are all things comic book related. Dun, 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 dun. Oops, wrong button. Wrong button there. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do this. And then that right there. Unless I want to do this. Or I can go back to this. I don't know. I'll do this. This looks neat. Okay. Let's see here. I want to thank everyone. I want to shout out everyone who joined me today. Right out of the gate. First one in the stream. First one in the chat. Edge of Time. Hello there. And then Tina, followed by Dad Man Walking. Very cool. Comic Relief Crusader also joined me today. Oh, Wendy Trauma Warrior. Hello. I'm sorry I missed you earlier. I would have shouted you out early on in the chat. Very cool. Hello, Wendy Trauma Warrior. Good to see you in the chat there. Let's see, who else is there? Padawana B. Let's see, Padawana B, add your time. Dun, 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 dun. Comic Relief Crusader saying the only Nick Fury. Yep. Aha, Real Wade Nation Gaming. Hello there. Joining me pretty early on in the chat. And then a new person in my chat, Brandon Metro. Very cool. Thank you for joining me today. Let's see, Padawana B. You want to make sure going down my chat here and make sure I get everyone. Oh, Gap After Dark. Hello, Gap After Dark. Yes, that was it. Gap After Dark. Fine stream. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Yes, thank you all. Thank you all for joining me, whether you're live, lurking, or you catch this on a replay. I do appreciate you all joining me today. Hope you have a great rest of your Saturday afternoon and evening. And Tina saying, have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Thank you all for joining me today. Until next time, everyone. Let's see, Monday nights, my live streams, I have no idea what I'm doing. Wednesday night, my live stream, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just make it up as I go along. That's what I do. Or I might think of some topics to share with you all, or talk about some new TV shows I've come across, or a K-drama or whatnot. I don't know. I'll figure it out when I come to it. And then I co-host on Comic Relief Crusaders Tuesday shows and Friday shows. Always loads of fun. And then ending the week on Saturday, my comic book Saturday live stream. All things comic book and comic book related. So thank you all for joining me today. Until next time, everyone. See you all around.